us in if you can. Okay. Hello, fly tires, fly fishermen, fly fisher women. Welcome to Beulah Live, fly tying from 5 to 6. I'm Bruce Berry, and we're here with Amy Hazel as our guest tire tonight. She's going to work on some saltwater flats flies and tell good stories. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Bruce. I'm letting the cat out of the bag tonight. I'm going to show everyone how to tie my 2 best trigger flies, not available commercially.
Those have been a secret for about, what, 6 years?
A little while now. Yeah, maybe not too much of a secret, but a little bit of a secret. So,
yeah. So it's interesting, too, because when I've talked to saltwater fishermen around, especially guys in Mexico, triggers are almost kind of a nuisance. And I've actually seen the triggers. They have the Picasso, which we know that guy. Anybody who's been to Christmas Island knows the Picasso. But their bigger triggers are kind of a dull silver. And I've been trying to figure out the name of them, but they're in 8 to 20 feet of water and they'll eat anything. They're that easy in Christmas Island too, aren't they?
oh yeah, not so much. The first year I went to Christmas Island a while back, they weren't really even a targeted species. And I was staying at a lodge with a bunch of people. We all went there with the hatch guys, John and Danny, and Lance Gleason, LG, was there. And he comes back after the first day with a monster triggerfish picture of a monster mustachio. And I was like, what is that? I want to catch that. And they were really easy back then. Like, you just threw any fly at them and they would just turn around and eat it. Now, since everyone thinks they're so cool and they're such cool fish to photograph, they are spooky. So
right. I mean, when you're fishing for them, if you make 20 casts, not mistake casts, but if you make 20 good casts to a trigger, how many do you think you'll hook in that 20 good quality casts?
Maybe one if you're really lucky, but I think the fly has a lot to do with it. And I mean, I'm convinced the fly has a lot to do with it. And that's why I came up with these patterns, because they're a little bit different. They're like something the trigger hasn't seen. And originally I was kind of trying to imitate urchin, because I was watching something late night on TV and they were filming triggerfish, and triggerfish are kind of the nemesis of divers because they attack divers. The mustachios do, which is a Titan triggerfish. And
Yeah.
They showed that the favorite food of the triggerfish was little baby urchins. So I thought, maybe I'll tie something that looks like a baby urchin. But I never saw any baby urchins at all at Christmas Island. So I started tying them in bright colors, like these colors, kind of bright. And then some I do in like more of a tan color, like this. And I've been diving in the Pacific, and I have this book called Reef Creatures of the Tropical Pacific. And this is really what I think these imitate are. Let's just geek out a little bit here. But these look like tube worms or Christmas tree worms. See those worms?
Absolutely. Looks like a...
Candies look a lot like that. And fish love worms. We all know that.
Is that a cluster or a single organism?
It's a single organism that comes up. And when I was diving and I saw them, if you flick your finger right near the Christmas tree worm, they go right back down into their little hole. So that's wow. How I came up with it. And the first time I had a box full of them when I went to Christmas Island, probably my third trip. I was there for 2 weeks. It was the first day. And I said to the guide, I want to put this on. And he looked at it and he goes, no. And I was like, come on, why not? And he just looked at it like, no way. And by this point, the triggers were spooky, but not ultra spooky. And
yep.
So I said, come on, why not? And I put it on. I made what was pretty much a horrible cast to a trigger. The trigger spooked, but then turned around and ate this fly, and the guide was about to fall over. Like, he couldn't believe that you could spook the trigger and then he would turn around and come back and eat the fly. And it's
Yeah.
been working ever since. It's awesome fly.
And it's pretty cool. In the last maybe 5 or 6 years, there's now guides that, I mean, those fish, like you said, used to kind of almost be a nuisance.
Yeah.
And there's guides that now specialize in it. And you go out with this guy and you're going trigger fishing that day.
Well,
The other thing that's kind of cool about this fly, Amy, is that I've seen it catch more than just triggers.
oh yeah, it'll catch big bone fish, especially on the outside, ocean side. Ben used one of these for the whole first day when we went to the ocean side, and he caught every single species on this wrasse. I don't think he caught trigger on the first day, but bonefish and a whole bunch of
Bluefin trevally and
he caught a sweet lips on it too, a really big
Yeah.
one, which is an emperor fish. Yeah, so let's get cracking here.
yep, get out of your normal everyday gotchas and have some more ammo in your box. It's a good deal.
Right. So let's tie one.
Se cayó, James, se cayó.
The first,
I think we lost transmission.